हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे बायोलॉजी क्लास 12 चैप्टर नंबर 2 सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इन फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स के बारे में। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट।
Kinds of pollination. Depending on the source of pollen, pollination can be divided into 3 types. Pollen grain कहाँ से आएगा, इस बेसिस पे pollination 3 types की होती है. Autogamy. In this type, pollination is achieved within the same flower. Transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of same flower. Autogamy में flower खुद pollen grains release करता है और उसे अपने egg के साथ fuse करवाता है. In a normal flower which opens and exposes the anthers and the stigma, complete autogamy is rather rare. ऐसे फ्लावर्स जो ओपन होते हैं उनमें ऑटोगैमी कम देखने को मिलती है. ऑटोगैमी इन सच फ्लावर्स रिक्वायर्ड synchrony in pollen release and stigma receptivity, and also the anthers and the stigma should lie close to each other so that self pollination can occur. जो फ्लावर्स ऑटोगैमी शो करते हैं उनके pollen release और stigma receptivity में कोऑर्डिनेशन होनी चाहिए ताकि वो फर्टिलाइजेशन शो कर सकें.
Some plants such as viola, common pansy, oxalis and commelina produce 2 types of flowers. Chalazomogamous flowers which are similar to flowers of other species with exposed anthers and stigma, and chalistogamous flowers which do not open at all.
इन सब में 2 तरह के फ्लावर्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं. पहले चलाजमोगैमस जिनके एंथर और स्टिग्मा कैन बी सीन इन एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट, एंड सेकंड इज चलिस्टोगैमस जिसके एंथर एंड स्टिग्मा फ्लावर के अंदर ही रहते हैं and they are not seen in external environment.
In such flowers, the anthers and stigma lie close to each other. When anthers dehisce in the flower buds, pollen grains come in contact with the stigma to effect pollination. Thus, chalistogamous flowers are invariably autogamous as there is no chance of cross pollen landing on the stigma.
चलिस्टोगैमस फ्लावर्स में क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन ना हो पाए इसलिए स्टिग्मा और एंथर्स एक्सपोज नहीं होते.
Chalistogamous flowers produce assured seed set even in the absence of pollinators. Do you think that chalistogamy is advantageous or disadvantageous to the plant? Why?
तो pollinators वो एलिमेंट हैं जो pollen grain के ट्रांसफर में हेल्प करते हैं. चलिस्टोगैमस फ्लावर्स पॉलिनेटर्स की एब्सेंस में भी सेम नंबर ऑफ सीड्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं क्योंकि ऑटोगैमी में पॉलिनेटर्स आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड.
चलिज्मोगैमी इज एडवांटेजियस क्योंकि पॉलिनेटर्स की जरूरत नहीं होती, सो प्लांट पॉलिनेशन करने के लिए किसी पर डिपेंड नहीं करता. इसके डिसएडवांटेजेस भी हैं जैसे कि न्यू प्रोजेनी में वेरिएशन देखने को नहीं मिलेगी जिसकी वजह से इनब्रीडिंग डिप्रेशन भी कॉज हो सकता है.
नेक्स्ट इज जिनिटोगैमी, ट्रांसफर ऑफ पोलन ग्रेन्स फ्रॉम द एंथर टू द स्टिग्मा ऑफ अनदर फ्लावर ऑफ सेम प्लांट. Although genitogamy is functionally cross pollination involving a pollinating agent, genetically it is similar to autogamy since the pollen grains come from the same plant.
Genitogamy में pollen grain एक फ्लावर से दूसरे फ्लावर तक जाएगा but on same plant. So इसे हम a type of cross pollination consider करेंगे पर genetically ये autogamy ही है.
Exogamy, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a different plant. This is the only type of pollination which during pollination brings genetically different types of pollen grains to the stigma.
Transfer of pollen grains एक फ्लावर के एंथर से किसी और प्लांट के फ्लावर के स्टिग्मा पर. सिर्फ इस तरह की पॉलिनेशन से जेनेटिक वेरिएशन देखने को मिलती है.
Agents of pollination. Plants use 2 abiotic wind and water and 1 biotic animals agents to achieve pollination. Majority of plants use biotic agents for pollination. Only a small proportion of plants use abiotic agents. Pollen grains coming in contact with the stigma is a chance factor in both wind and water pollination. To compensate for this uncertainties and associated loss of pollen grains, the flower produce enormous amount of pollen when compared to the number of ovules available for pollination.
प्लांट्स नॉन लिविंग और लिविंग चीजों की हेल्प से पॉलिनेशन अचीव करते हैं. ज्यादातर प्लांट्स बायोटिक मतलब लिविंग ऑब्जेक्ट्स की हेल्प से पॉलिनेशन अचीव करते हैं, पर कुछ प्लांट्स ऐसे भी हैं जो कि अबायोटिक नॉन लिविंग चीजों की हेल्प से पॉलिनेशन अचीव करते हैं. पॉलन ग्रेन स्टिग्मा तक पहुंच पाए बाय विंड और वाटर इज वेरी रेयर. सो इसलिए फ्लावर्स बहुत ज्यादा पॉलन ग्रेन्स रिलीज करते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू जितने ओव्यूल्स फॉर्म होते हैं.
Pollination by wind is more common among abiotic pollinators. Wind pollination also requires that the pollen grains are light and non-sticky so that they can be transported in wind current.
विंड पॉलिनेशन के लिए pollen grains लाइट वेट और नॉन स्टिकी होने चाहिए. दे ऑफन possess well exposed stamens so that the pollen grains are easily dispersed into wind currents. and large often feathery stigma to easily trap airborne pollen grains. So ऐसे फ्लावर्स में एंथर और स्टिग्मा दोनों फैले हुए होते हैं ताकि पॉलन ग्रेन्स आसानी से विंड के साथ ट्रैवल कर सकें और स्टिग्मा आसानी से उन्हें कैप्चर कर सकें. विंड pollinated flowers often have a single ovule in each ovary and numerous flowers packed into an inflorescence. A familiar example is the corn cob. The tassels you see are nothing but the stigma and style, which wave in wind to trap pollen grains. Wind pollination is quite common in grasses. Pollination by water is quite rare in flowering plants and is limited to about 30 genera, mostly monocotyledons. As against this, you would recall that water is a regular mode of transport for the male gametes among the lower plant groups such as algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. Pollination by water काफ़ी कम देखने को मिलती है, पर लोअर प्लांट्स में जैसे कि algae, bryophytes और pteridophytes, water is the main source of transferring male gametes. It is believed, particularly for some bryophytes and pteridophytes, that their distribution is limited because of the need for water for the transport of male gamete and fertilization. Some examples of water-pollinated plants are Velicillaria and Hydrilla, which grow in fresh water, and several marine sea grasses such as Zoostera. Not all aquatic plants use water for pollination. In a majority of aquatic plants such as water hyacinth and water lily, the flowers emerge above the level of water and are pollinated by insects or wind, as in most of the land plants. सभी aquatic मतलब पानी में रहने वाले plants water को as pollinating agent use नहीं करते, जैसे कि water hyacinth और water lily plants में flower पानी के surface तक आता है और insect या wind के through pollination achieve करता है. In Velicillaria, the female flower reaches the surface of water by the long stalk and the male flower or pollen grain are released onto the surface of water. They are carried passively by water currents. Some of them eventually reach the female flower and the stigma. Similarly, Velicillaria में फीमेल पार्ट पानी के सरफेस तक आता है और यहाँ पे pollen grains पानी के सरफेस पे रिलीज होते हैं. So here water acts as pollinating agent. In another group of water pollinated plants such as sea grasses, female flower remains submerged in water and the pollen grains are released inside the water. कुछ plants में female part पानी के अंदर ही रहता है और pollen grains भी पानी के अंदर ही रिलीज होते हैं और यहाँ पे भी water acts as pollinating agent. Pollen grains in many such species are long, ribbon-like and they are carried passively inside the water. Some of them reach the stigma and achieve pollination. In most of water-pollinated species, pollen grains are protected from wetting by a mucilaginous covering. Both wind and water-pollinated flowers are not very colorful and do not produce nectar. ऐसी species में pollen grains लंबे और ribbon की तरह पतले होते हैं ताकि वो पानी के flow के साथ जा सकें. तो ज़्यादातर वाटर पॉलिनेटेड स्पीशीज के pollen grains के बाहर एक कवरिंग प्रेजेंट होती है. What would be the reason for this? Water pollinated flowers are not very colorful and do not produce nectar. ऐसा इसलिए होता है because they do not need to attract insects or animals for helping them in pollination. Majority of flowering plants use a range of animals as pollinating agents. Bees, butterflies, flies, beetles, wasps, ant, moth, birds, sunbirds and hummingbirds and bats are the common pollinating agents. Among the animals, insects, particularly bees, are the dominant biotic pollinating agent. Even large animals such as some primates, lemurs, arboreal, tree-dwelling rodents, or even reptiles, gecko lizard and garden lizard have also been reported as pollinators in some species. Often flowers of animal pollinated plants are specifically adapted for a particular species of animal. Majority of insect pollinated flowers are large, colorful, fragrant and rich in nectar. So यहाँ पे flowers को ज़रूरत है insect को attract करने की, इसलिए उनमें कलर भी होगा, वो बड़े भी होते हैं साइज में और उनमें खुशबू भी प्रेजेंट होती है. When the flowers are small, a number of flowers are clustered into an inflorescence to make them conspicuous. ताकि वो attractive लगे इसलिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा bundles में present होते हैं. Animals are attracted to flower by color or by fragrance. तो animals या तो flower के color से या उसकी fragrance से flower की तरफ attract होते हैं. The flowers pollinated by flies and beetles secrete foul odors to attract these animals. To sustain animal visits, the flower have to provide rewards to the animals. Nectar and pollen grains are the usual floral rewards. तो फ्लावर में जो नेक्टर या उनके जो pollen grains है वो एज अ रिवार्ड एनिमल को मिलते हैं फॉर हेल्पिंग देम इन पॉलिनेशन. For harvesting the rewards from the flower, the animal visitor comes in contact with anthers and the stigma. The body of the animals gets a coating of pollen grains which are generally sticky in animal pollinated flowers. तो pollen grains sticky होंगे यहाँ पे ताकि वो animal की body के साथ चिपक सकें. When the animal carrying pollen grain on its body come in contact with stigma, it brings about pollination. तो यही एनिमल जब किसी और प्लांट के पास जाएंगे और उसके स्टिग्मा के कांटेक्ट में आएंगे तो इस तरह से पॉलिनेशन हो जाएगी.
In some species, floral rewards are in providing safe places to lay eggs. For an example is that of tallest flower of Amorphophallus. The flower itself is about 6 feet in height. A similar relationship exists between a species of moth and the plant Yucca, where both species moth and the plant cannot complete their life cycles without each other. The moth deposits its eggs in the locule of the ovary. तो ये moth ovary के पास अपना egg जो है वो lay कर देता है and the flower in turn get pollinated. पर ये moth pollination में भी help करता है plant की. The larvae of the moth come out of eggs as the seeds start developing. Why don't you observe some flowers of the following plant or any other available to you? Cucumber, mango, peepal, coriander, papaya, onion, lobia, cotton, tobacco, rose, lemon, eucalyptus, banana. Try to find out which animals visit them and whether they could be pollinators. You will have to patiently observe the flowers over a few days and at different times of the day. You could also try to see whether there is any correlation in the characteristic of a flower to the animal that visits it. Carefully observe if any of the visitors come in contact with the anthers and the stigma, as only such visitors can bring about pollination. Many insects may consume pollen or the nectar without bringing about pollination. Such floral visitors are referred to as pollen nectar robbers. तो इन्हें robbers इसलिए कहा जाता है क्योंकि बिना pollination में help किए जो फ्लावर है उससे उसका पॉलन या फिर उसका नेक्टर ले जाते हैं. यू मे और मे नॉट बी एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई द पॉलिनेटर्स बट यू विल श्योरली इंजॉय your efforts. Now next is outbreeding devices. Majority of flowering plants produce hermaphrodite flowers and pollen grains are likely to come in contact with the stigma of the same flower. Hermaphrodite मतलब कि ऐसे flowers जिसमें stigma और anther दोनों present होंगे. Continued self-pollination results in inbreeding depression. Flowering plants have developed many devices to discourage self-pollination and to encourage cross-pollination. In some species, pollen release, the stigma receptivity are not synchronized. तो दोनों में coordination नहीं होगी. Either the pollen is released before the stigma becomes receptive or stigma becomes receptive much before the release of pollen. In some other species, the anther and stigma are placed at different positions so that the pollen cannot come in contact with stigma of the same flower. तो उनकी पोजीशन कुछ इस तरह से होगी ताकि जो pollen है वो same flower के stigma पे pollination ना कर पाए. Both these devices prevent autogamy. तो इनसे हम क्या prevent कर रहे हैं? Autogamy का process. The third device to prevent inbreeding is self-incompatibility. This is a genetic mechanism and prevents self-pollination from the same flower or other flowers of same plant. For fertilizing the ovules by inhibiting pollen germination or pollen tube growth in the pistil. तो pistil में pollen tube form ही नहीं हो पाएगी. Another device to prevent self pollination is the production of unisexual flowers. ऐसे flowers जिनमें या तो सिर्फ stigma present हो या फिर सिर्फ anther. If both male and female flowers are present on the same plant, such as castor and maize, monoecious, it prevents autogamy, but not genitogamy. In several species such as papaya, male and female flowers are present on different plants. That is, each plant is either male or female. This condition prevents both autogamy and genitogamy.